Hey, good morning, everyone. Glenn Kellaway from the basement. It's actually afternoon now, I think, or close to noon. It is Thursday, and I am tired. I got a story to tell you. Um, I love all you guys because I love going back and forth with comments and talking back and forth and sharing a passion with music. That's why I love doing this. And one of my loyal viewers and now good friend, his name is Dennis. Dennis comments on all my videos, and over the last however long, we both noticed that we are like twin sons of different mothers. It's uncanny how much we share and what we like, don't like. It's amazing. So anyway, to make a long story longer, I have a part-time job with the Belleville Senators, American Hockey League. They are the affiliate of the Ottawa Senators National Hockey League team. So Belleville decided to play a home game in Ottawa in the NHL arena last night. We took 6 busloads of fans to the game, and Dennis lives in Ottawa, and I had left a message for him in a comment saying email. Gave him my email address is under there if any of you want to contact me. Said, be nice to meet up if you want to go to the game. And he turns out he's a big hockey fan and lives not far from the arena, and said, yeah, he'll buy a ticket. I told him where I was sitting. He bought a ticket like a couple of rows up, and we sat together for the whole game and just watching hockey and talking music. Can't think of two better things to do. Dennis is an awesome guy, now a good friend. Thank you, Dennis. He also gifted me a couple of CDs, which is really cool. He's an Allman Brothers fan, and so am I. Dennis said he saw the Allman Brothers in 2004, I think it was, with Derek Trucks and Warren Hayes, a real come to Jesus moment for Dennis. I saw the Allman Brothers in 1974 in Buffalo, New York on the Brothers and Sisters tour. So anyway, Dennis gave me a couple of cool things here. He gave me the Allman Brothers A&R Studios, New York, August 26, 1971. I haven't listened to this yet, but Dennis tells me this is the one where Dwayne Allman talks about going to King Curtis's funeral. If you're not aware of King Curtis, he was a soul saxophone player, fantastic musician. His albums are really good. There's a live at the Fillmore that's absolutely fantastic. King Curtis and Dwayne played together. Dwayne played on sessions with him and really admired the man. And then King Curtis was murdered. I think he was stabbed to death in a robbery or something. Anyway, on this album, Dwayne Allman plays, I believe it's, Soul Serenade in memory of King Curtis. And he talks about the funeral and how cool King Curtis was. So it's cool to have that. That whole thing is also on the Dreams Allman Brothers box set. The other one, Greg Allman's like one of my top, probably 3 male singers of all time. Might be number 1. I got this anthology called One More Try, an anthology. From what Dennis tells me, these are all kind of outtakes and raw takes of some classic Allman Brothers songs like Melissa and Wasted Words and things like that, but also some cool covers are on here. When a Man Loves a Woman, the great Percy Sledge classic. Adam's song, the Jackson Browne song, which is also on Greg's album that he worked on when he was struck with terminal cancer, which is a great album, by the way. And a few other things like that. These Days, of course, which Greg had already recorded. Thing about Greg Allman and Jackson Browne is before Greg was in the Allman Brothers, he lived in LA, was trying to get a career started in LA, and Jackson Browne was trying to get known at the same time, and they were roommates. They shared an apartment together, so they always maintained a friendship, and Greg just loved Jackson's songwriting, and so anyway, double CD set. This is very cool. You want to know one other thing that's really weird about Dennis and I being like twin sons of different mothers? I asked Dennis, I said, what'd you do for a living? He said he worked in plumbing sales as a plumbing wholesaler. And I went, my whole career was in like plumbing, industrial piping sales is how I spent my whole career in sales. And I said, me too. We both looked at each other and I said, I worked for a company called Crane Supply. And he says, me too. He worked for the same company I did in Ottawa that I worked for in Toronto. Like, I mean, just, it's nuts. It's freaking crazy. So to tie all this in, I wanted to talk about how many of you guys still have an iPod or everybody had an iPod. I looked it up. iPods were first issued, the first iPod in 2001, and they discontinued them in 2022. You know how many iPods Apple sold in that period of 21 years? 450 million units. Now, I had one of the ones that was like the big storage one. It was like 180 gigabytes or whatever. It was like it had the wheel in the middle, and it was sadly water got spilt, like a whole bunch of water got spilt all over it, and it never worked again after that. After that happened, I went and bought another one. It was an iPod Touch. It's this baby here. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because I was on a bus to Ottawa last night, 3-hour bus ride, and we had a snowstorm too. So getting there was like 3 hours. Getting back was probably 4. So I had 7 hours on a bus with headphones and this baby. And I'm just curious. Long rides, what kind of things, what kind of stuff do you like to listen to? I don't know if you can see. It's hard to see with the light what's on there. Anyway, 7 hours on a bus last night. What did I listen to? I listened to Bert Jansch, his first album. I listened to Billy Strings, the Home album. I listened to Gene Clark's No Other. Haven't listened to that for a while. I listened to that great new Government Mule John Scofield album I got called Sko Mule. Oh man, I'm loving that. I listened to the Grateful Dead, RFK Stadium, 1973, one of the best live Dead shows ever. Man, I listened to there's more. Pentangle, a later album from 1993 called One More Road, which I actually like. And I listened to I'm trying to see what else. Oh, Steve Hackett. Genesis Revisited Live, Seconds Out, and more. This is fantastic. Look at, so this thing's pretty cool. I mean, they still work great. I mean, I would never use this for a main listening device because it's just MP3 quality. But still, when you're on a road trip or something, the iPod, I'd be interested to see how many people are still rocking an iPod, and how many you got fond memories of the ones you had. But they held a lot of stuff. This one's only 32 gigabytes, which is good enough because I don't use it that much. And boy, I remember that other one, that big one, man. I had like, I think I had maybe like 16,000 songs on it or some crazy amount. It was nuts. Anyway, yeah, and thanks, Dennis. It was awesome meeting you. Any other guys are over in the area, or I'd love to meet every one of you. So thanks so much. Have a great day.